Recently, I posted a video explaining how attorney Steve Oceans misrepresented case law by claiming to have compiled a list of 45 failures of offshore trust. Steve responded with these two posts. Here's what's notable in attempting to defend the list. Steve has done much of our work for us. He acknowledges that some of the 45 aren't trust cases at all. He admits he hasn't read every case. And when asked to support the 45 cases, the list suddenly became a link to just 20 cases, compiled by someone else on someone else's website, with research current only through 2015, plus the link to one additional case, bringing the total to 21. Steve has now reduced the list from 45 to 21. I suppose that amounts to an admission that most of the original list did not support his claim. We were able to locate nearly every case. Of the cases we reviewed, not a single one shows a properly established foreign asset protection trust actually failing. To helpfully identify valid risks in asset protection, Steve could have published the list of cases as a result of late-stage planning or other unlawful conduct that ended badly. These are risks that we educate people on constantly, and we would have supported his efforts. Instead, he misrepresented those cases as a list of failures of foreign asset protection trusts. Of the 21 cases Steve now points to, we have already reviewed 20. Our findings are available at 45fapt.com. Spoiler alert, once again, not one of those 20 cases shows a properly established foreign asset protection trust failing on the merits. Like the legal bloodhounds that we are, we will track down and review the one remaining case. If it demonstrates that a properly established foreign asset protection trust actually failed on the merits, we will say so plainly and update our analysis. For years, this list has been used to cast doubt on an entire legitimate industry while redirecting prospective clients towards the kind of products that Steve sells. In our opinion, this is more misinformation designed to mislead. Steve has promoted this 45 failed FAPT list for years, yet the first time it was fact-checked, the list was effectively cut in half, which raises a simple question. What happened to the other 24 cases? The remaining 24 cases have now disappeared from the discussion simply because Blake Harris Law invested the time to examine the list and identify immediate errors. This type of research should have been completed by Steve before his 45 FAPT cases gone wrong claim was ever made. When a number shrinks by more than half without explanation, that's not a revision. It's an admission, just not one that's been made publicly. Even now, the list Steve has promoted for years, the same list he has now confirmed contains non-trust cases, remains in his marketing materials. But when your business depends on selling domestic trust, perhaps the only way to compete is to misrepresent foreign trust case law and hope no one ever fact-checks the citations. Steve cannot reasonably spend years citing 45 FAPT cases gone wrong, then benefit from the impression that number creates, and then quietly abandon more than half the list once the cases are actually scrutinized. Instead, he should publicly acknowledge that the claim has been misleading. The day has now come. The research is public, the cases are public, and the evidence is clear. Despite years of claims to the contrary, properly timed and properly structured offshore asset protection trusts do not fail. As for Steve's PS, yes, we reviewed every case we could locate, and yes, it took a long time. That's the work required when you're publishing an analysis of case law instead of repeating a list that does not withstand scrutiny.